What in the realms is this? Why is the shrine... Ugh. Don't tell me it's already time for the annual Amorous Festival again. Hmm? Oh, there you are, Mouse. Do me a favor and burn these, will you? I don't want to see a single piece of paper on this shrine unless it's a talisman or a protection seal. Got it? They're nothing for you to be concerned with. Just do what you're told for once and burn them. They're nothing more than a nuisance. Humans are such useless creatures. They rely on sappy poems and notes to display their feelings on this bullshit holiday. It honestly makes me sick just thinking how pathetic it all is. I and every other spirit in the spirit realm do not need to rely on such pitiful displays to stake our claim. If we see something we want, we take it without hesitation. The day I need to use a useless piece of paper to prove my claim, it will be the day I let a hunter pierce my heart with his sword. You're really going to push me on this, aren't you? Fine. I won't make you burn them, just sort them from least to most annoying, then. I don't intend on blessing these requests anyhow. Instead, I'll use them to have my own fun. Like I said, humans are morons just writing down their hearts so carelessly and leaving themselves open for heartbreak. It makes it all too easy to play my tricks on them. Like this one, for instance. This man wishes to bless his woman with the finest gifts she deserves. So, I will bestow upon her a bowl of instant ramen and a notepad from the 99-cent store. Why would I do that? Because causing trouble is in my nature, and it's funny. She'll think he's calling her worthless, and it'll start a fight, and it'll be nothing but entertainment for me. That's the gamble this holiday makes you play, Mouse. Not every open heart is met with kindness and mutual understanding. You really want to do this? All right. Fine. I'll honor the blessings fairly. But, in return, you must write a note of your own. I don't mean just a simple one. It needs to be detailed and paint a picture in the intended recipient's mind. And it must be finished by the end of the day. Understand? All right. Well, go on, go. Go write your silly love note before I change my mind. Foolish girl. What am I going to do with that one? Mouse, it's after dark and you're still not done? I thought I told you to... Got so focused in her work, she fell asleep at her desk again. She wrote me a note. So eager to wear your heart on your sleeve. Aren't you, my little mouse? When you wake, you will see my response to your words. Sweet dreams, my gentle vixen. All right. Settle down. We have a lot to get through today. Now, I'm sure you remember from the syllabus that we will be covering the topics of storytelling in ancient Greece. So, on your own, I want you all to choose a story from Greek mythology and write your own version of the story if it were to happen today. Psst. Hey, cutie. Here. Thought you'd like this. You like dark chocolate, right? Mr. Mariani, what do you think you're doing? What? It's Valentine's Day, Professor. So every beautiful girl deserves to be given something special, right? Any gift giving will not be allowed during class. Please keep any gifts to yourselves until you leave the room. As I was saying, I'd like to remind you all that this is a solo project, meaning even if you're working on the same myth as another student, you are not to congregate and co-write each other's stories. I'm not interested in reading the same stories over and over. I'm more interested in reading your own stories, seeing you as you are on a raw level. Now, choose your myth wisely. I'll expect your choices by the end of the day, and once your choice is made, you will not be able to change it later. Use this opportunity to let your imagination take over, and show me everything you keep hidden. Come in. Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? My rosebud comes to visit me during office hours. What was what? I'm unsure what you mean. Ah, you mean the interference of Mr. Mariani and his fatal mistake. Oh, not to worry, Rosebud. I haven't done anything yet. But I wasn't about to let him lay claim to what belongs to me. It may have just been chocolate, but I know what he was doing. Those chocolates were the conversation message hearts with love notes written in the foils, and based on the maroon color of the foils, I assume they were dark chocolate and contained messages such as, "My heart is yours," Be mine, and you're the reason the sun shines. Am I correct? You still don't understand, do you? Such hollow declarations are unworthy of your magnificence. You deserve to be worshipped, my Rose. You deserve to be claimed, both in private and in public. And you deserve to feel proud to be claimed by me, to feel powerful, knowing your professor has eyes for you, and only you. Mariani challenged my claim with those dark hearts, and I had to remind you which dark heart truly owns you and claims you. Be thankful it only took one candy from me for my claim to sink in. If he challenged me further, I would have proven my claim in other ways, much more obvious and salacious in nature. You clever little minx. You were never going to accept those hollow treats, were you? You love to test my patience a little too much, Rosebud. Now, why don't you tell me one more time who you belong to, while I show you how you should be worshipped? Very nicely done, querida. You're getting better, though you need to keep your path set in the grass and leaves. Even at your max speed, you can leave indents in the dirt and leave a much more obvious trail. Remember, the sire grieves when a trail is found beyond the leaves. Keep up that attitude, and I won't tell you why I really brought you out here. Well, I haven't actually celebrated many human holidays in my time, so I'm a bit out of practice. But, in the spirit of Dia de San Valentin, I thought it would be nice to serenade you in our meadow under the stars, and give you another memory to cherish. Quiero que sepas que todos los días solo pienso en ti. Eres la reina de mi vida. Mi corazón es para ti. You know, I've traveled the world, seen things no other man has seen, but nothing compares to the endless night sky. In all my centuries, The night sky is the only thing that has never changed. And now, I get to enjoy its expansive wonder with the most radiant creature ever to grace this earth. San Valentín me ha bendecido, y no pienso desperdiciarlo. San Valentín is the patron saint of vampire blood bonds. Ancient legend says he was the first ever vampire born from a human's union with a deadly demonic monster. He forged the path for blood bonds, and created the only magic that binds vampires and their sires together until death do they part. I prayed for centuries to be blessed with a blood bonded, and the last time I prayed, I ran into a curious human reading a vampire romance novel in the park. And now, I spend every waking moment grateful that I get to go through the endless expanse of time with the one person I know for a fact I would not be able to live without. All that's left is for me to claim my blood bonded fully. I suppose you're right. We shouldn't waste such a beautiful night. Here, lay with me. We can gaze up at the stars and watch for the meteor shower. If I had words to make a day for you, I'd sing you a morning, golden and true. I would make this day last for all time, and fill the night deep in moonshine. If I had words to make a day. All right, you can open your eyes now. I've been wanting to bring you here. I didn't want to scare you, for one, but I also was waiting for the perfect moment when the algae was its brightest and the tides were just right. This grotto is the ancient remnants of what used to be a nesting ground for mating. It's used now as my memoriam of the depths that I once called home. You like it? Then it's yours. I'll bring you here whenever you want. This place. So many memories. This was the place I tried to win over my first mate. Well, not only did it not go the way I'd hoped, I left with a bruised ego and a badly hurt caudal fin. Turns out a mating dance is not the best idea during high tide. Even though most members in my pod said it was Proteus Eros interfering. Sirens have our own ways of finding our mates, much like you humans do. For humans, you simply have to be attracted to another, go out on a few dates, and mutually agree on your union. But your union is weak, easily broken. For sirens, our union is forever. Sirens do more than merely fall in love, fishbait. When a siren chooses their mate, it's because that person has become the reason they draw breath, the reason the currents flow and the waves crash on the shore. Well, when a siren feels the call of his mate, be it chosen or fated, he will become more protective, and his body will show signs of his attraction. For example, his scales will shine brighter, and his control of the ocean currents will betray him, and push him closer to his mate instead of push him away. Siren males rarely ever want to find their mates. Finding a mate means being tied to that person forever, as well as being tied to their home and pod. Male sirens thrive on being free, fishbait. But when nature calls for survival, some males answer the mating calls and contribute to the species' survival rates as duty requires. I gave up on finding a mate centuries ago. Not only because I could never find one that fancied my attentions, but also because of the ridiculous superstitions most sirens have about mating, and that some deity is responsible for all mating rituals and unions. Our kind call him Proteus Eros, but humans call him Cupid. For sirens, he's believed to cause males to lose their desire to stay free and poison their minds with feelings of lust and the uncontrollable need to breed and mate until the end of oblivion. I didn't used to believe in such notions, but lately I've been reconsidering the possibility. This is probably just the atmosphere of the grotto talking, but when I look at you, fishbait, I feel lighter. When you walk along the beach during sunset, when you wade in the tide pools and play with the dolphins in the reef, even when you sit on the dock and watch the night sky as you idly hum to yourself, I am entranced in your beauty. Everything you are calls to me, like the strongest siren song known to Proteus kind, and and everything in me wants to answer that call. My freedom be damned. Because when I think of life without you in it, it's like a harpoon has staked my heart and turned me into sea foam. Ever since I saw you that night, following my song, I knew it wasn't just chance. Something otherworldly interfered, and lately, I've begun to grow more and more grateful for it. Proteus Eros may have pierced my tail with his mighty harpoon, but you pierce my heart every time you look at me with those dazzling, bewitching eyes. Shall we stay here until nightfall? The glowing algae is truly a sight to behold in the pure darkness. We can stay as long as you want. But let me do one last thing. A small gesture of proof my words are genuine and not the work of some deity. This is a Proteus vow, that my heart is and will always belong to you, my delicate pearl. Now let's enjoy the grotto as we watch the waves play, yeah? Someone's being rather antisocial. What's the matter, darling? Aren't you enjoying yourself? It's the anniversary of my coronation, a time for celebration. You've hardly touched your food, and I haven't seen you set foot on the dance floor since the start. Darling, your cheeks are flushed, and you can't seem to sit still. Are you feeling all right? You feel a bit warm, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh, Prince Atreyu, why don't you come to the private quarters and show my friends what that sinful tongue can really do?
A lovely idea. Come, my darling. Let me escort you to our chambers where I can care for you properly. Well, someone's been holding out on me. Did the festivities affect you that much, my darling? Or are you staking your claim after hearing of my sinful tongue? All right, I concede. I'm yours to do with as you please, my darling. Show me that fire. Tell me what you want. You want me? You'll have to be more specific than that, darling. You want my hand? It's yours. My wings? Yours. My lips? You're wanting to play with fire. I see now. You want to dominate me for once? I suppose I could indulge that. For now. But remember, my darling, the devil always knocks when the debt comes due. Perhaps you would like to know what I intend to do to you during your coronation night? For one thing, our safe word will completely disappear that night. There will be no stopping once we start, and you will be completely at my mercy. And a word of warning now. Mercy will not be a word in my vocabulary from that night onwards. Ooh, there's that curious sparkle in your eyes. Have I piqued your interest, my love? Well, let me paint a more detailed picture for you. The moment I get you alone, your coronation dress will be a heap of shredded rags on the floor, and your body will be pressed against that wall there. One hand holding both your wrists above your head, and the other wrapped around that slender throat. Then, after I have thoroughly claimed your mouth with my own, and marked your delicate skin with my teeth, I'm going to toss this fine ass into my bed, tie you to the headboard, and ravage you until you don't remember anything except my name. By the time I'm through with you, you will be trembling at my touch, filled with my hot seed. And the only thing you'll hear after that is my voice telling you you're my good fucking girl. Your heart skipped a few beats. Already looking forward to your coronation, my darling? Then, I suppose we'd better make the best of our time before dawn. Let me give you a preview of what awaits you for your special night. Now, be my good girl and open that